time slot. For more information about Sue Lundquist and her radio show, visit SueLundquist.com. Welcome to the Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
Good morning, everybody. Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. How's it going? Sorry, Benny, everything's going like fire today. Hi, everybody. I didn't get to hear the music, so I was a little stumbled coming in. So it is live radio. It's Tuesday morning. You guys, I'm so excited. I have special people in studio. I'm so excited. I'm going to introduce you to Lisa to my left.
Hello.
Paula to my other left.
Hello.
And going around to Andrew.
Hello, Sue and everybody.
And then going to Benny.
Hey.
Hey. How are you guys this morning?
So
Awesome.
good.
So good. So good. I didn't hear Paula.
Good.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Okay, so for you guys in, well, Gratitude Cafeville or Sueville, you guys have heard me talk about my tribe with Dr. Joe Dispenza and these beautiful people that I've met there and these relationships that have evolved and grown. And it is beyond exciting for me to have the tribe in here in studio, live radio with me. Whoop, 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 whoop. So excited.
At least part of the tribe.
Part of the tribe. Well,
It's a very large tribe.
it is a very large tribe, and some are heading to Bonn, some are heading to Australia. They're all over the place. And yes, but yeah, maybe some will call in today. I don't know. I put it out there. We are doing a call-in show today, and the numbers are 1-888-298-5569 or locally 425-373-5527. And we are going to bring Nadine on in a... Oh, we're good? Nadine, are you there?
Yeah,
love?
I'm here. Yep.
Oh, that's much better. Oh,
Yeah,
we
it's
got
much better.
way better. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're taking calls today. And before we started, we were kind of touching base to see what's been coming up for you or for me for readings. And I think we should have that conversation. But before I do that, I got to do my housekeeping and all of that. But can you hang tight for just a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, love. Yeah. All right. So this weekend on Saturday, March 2nd, I have a live event, and that live event is going to be held at the Columbia City Healing Center. And we had a charity event on this past Sunday with Dan Mangena and Jenna. And it was absolutely beautiful. We were just hanging out for a couple hours, having a good time, inspiring people. But Saturday is an actual full day. It's a pay-to-play event, and it's a full day of powerful transformation. And, of course, Dan Mangena, he's the CEO the Dream CEO, Dan Mangena. And, of course, myself, the bridge coach, Super Sue. We're coming together, of course, of two powerhouses to empower you with information, inspiration, and heart-centered practical tools to create a life that you desire. We are together he's got his philosophy and his teaching. I've got my teaching and practicality. And when we come together, it's a beautiful sandwich. Oh, I got to be careful
It's explosive.
It's explosive. It's transformational. So if you would like more information, go to my website, SueLundquist.com/events, and you will get absolutely connected. There's also some information on all my social media for that as well. Sunday, I told David LeClaire, we've had David LeClaire on the radio show before, haven't we? Benny, he's been on KKNW a few times before. Yeah, he's pretty.
He's been here before. I haven't seen him in a minute, though.
I know. He's got a new girlfriend.
Oh.
Did you know
maybe
he
we
found...
need to bring him in.
Yes.
Not just because of the girlfriend, but...
Well, did you know he found his biological family, too?
No kidding.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
our connection, because I was working with him volunteering for wine spiels for years.
On.
Yeah, so I was really excited. So why am I even bringing this up,
I
Benny?
don't know. Why, Sue, are you bringing this up?
Because it's the Cabernet Classic.
Of course it is.
Last time I said cab classic, and we got a little confused.
People are like, are we driving cabs? Are we going from Lyft, Uber, from cabs? Yeah. Cabernet.
Cabernet Classic.
Oh.
And where is it held? Porsche, Bellevue. What day is it?
How do you say it? Porsche or Porsche?
Potato, potato?
Exactly. But it's Porsche.
Is it Porsche?
That's what I've
Because
heard.
you're the Kai guy.
Car guy. Yes, I am.
Yeah, so this Saturday,
Uh-huh.
March 2nd, from 6 to 9, is the Cabernet Classic. David Leclerc.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up. Nice cars, beautiful people, hosted by Seattle Uncorked. I hope I get to see you guys there. There's a bunch of you I haven't seen in a while. And P.S., it's the 9th annual grand tasting of Washington Premier Cabernets. And I heard a little rumor that there's a few events that I really loved attending with, well, all of them are super cool with Seattle Uncorked, but there's one he's reviving for 2019, 2020, so I'm excited. But I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about it yet, so that was just a teaser. So there you go. All right, here we go. On to the Gratitude Cafe. Lisa's having a good time giggling. Are you thinking, what's she doing over there? Suisms?
I've just never heard anybody go on the radio.
Go ahead,
before.
try it. Everyone does it. See?
It's kind of fun.
See how fun it is?
It's awesome. Benny, we have a disco in the house. Can we play Getting Jiggy with It today?
I'm not following. Disco in the house?
We have another disco
Oh,
fan in the
all
house.
right. Jazz hands up and ready to go.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, pretty pleased. And any favorite songs that you like, because Benny, he's like, really getting jiggy with it again? I'm like, mm-hmm. Like over and over again.
She says this 90s term, getting jiggy with it. From Will Smith, even though disco is, 30 years prior.
I
Right.
know, but it's that kind of,
Still
it gives me the fun.
Part of, her looseness.
Yes, that's the Souville.
She's in her own time zone.
My own time zone.
Exactly.
Yes. All right, guys. We, you know what? I'm just jumping in. I'm done with the housekeeping stuff. But before I do that, let's remind all of you about another superstar, Josh Parkinson. He is my superstar behind the scenes with the web and the marketing. Josh Parkinson with Resonate Brand. Resonate helps you build beautiful mobile-friendly websites, but more importantly, they help you build a web strategy that helps your business attract new customers, grow following, and get higher in the search listings. And if you want to create an online course or membership that sells automatically without you lifting a finger, they can help you build and sell that too. So please contact Resonate Web Leadership for a free consultation and see what options they have for you. Of course, go to their website at www.resonateWeb.agency. Again, folks, we're taking calls today, myself and Nadine. We've got Nadine. The 800 number is 1-888-298-5569. Locally here in the Pacific Northwest is 425-373-5527. I also want to remind the international audience and those that are in the podcast world, iTunes and SoundCloud, when you know that we're doing live calls, of course, send us an email. You can ask the questions because all of the translation is via energy anyway. So you could post it on Facebook Messenger. You can also email myself or Nadine questions that you want answered as well. And to remind you that Nadine and I also do live podcasts or live Facebooks too. So make sure that you're either on the newsletter or you're kind of kept in the now. All right, Miss Nadine, I'm done chit-chatting. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm great. I was just enjoying listening to you. I was like, oh, it's been so long since
I know.
I've got to talk to you, so it's good. But I get to watch you on Facebook and all the wonderful things you're doing, so that makes me happy.
Oh, thank you, babe. So will you do a plug for me because I'm doing it live on radio? Will you talk about your experience with Craziness Clarity?
Oh, it was so awesome and life-changing. My favorite part were the awareness, just being aware, more aware in my life and my thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and also I love the boundaries.
Oh,
learning
sister.
how to give boundaries, and that's been like the two that really stuck with me.
The big boundaries. And taking the word try out of your vocabulary.
Yes, that always, your words haunt me.
Haunt you in a loving way.
In a
Try.
really good, loving way.
Yeah, take try.
No,
So,
but it's good that they pop up, and I use them all the time for other people. There is no try.
there is no try. Take try completely out of your vocabulary. I've got people in the studio going, yes.
Did you get that from Yoda?
No, people can't.
I
That's
was
the
thinking the
second
same thing.
time.
It's a guy thing.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only
It's
two
a
or
guy
not.
Oh, totally.
Where's this coming from,
Try or
Benny?
try or do not.
Do or do not.
Oh!
There is no try.
There is no try.
What? Wow.
for that now.
Okay, now you're looking for it because now.
You'll find it.
Okay, yeah. Take try out of vocabulary. That is hilarious. The boys are having a good time here. Do y'all know what that means? Take try out of your vocabulary.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It forces you into yes and no questions and getting really clear on who you are. Yeah. What does it say, Benny?
I got to pull it up here.
He's going to
Oh,
play
wait.
it. The
Yeah,
original.
I can play it.
Always with you what cannot be done. Hear you nothing that I say. You must unlearn what you have learned.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
Yes. Love it.
Was he like 800?
Oh, that is hilarious.
Words of wisdom. Right
That's
there.
my
Nadine,
that's my
did
new
you hear
ringtone.
Well, I knew that. I've heard that before with Yoda. There is no try, only do or do not.
He's
Yeah,
my
I
spirit
love
creature.
Yeah.
Your spirit creature?
Sure, because I don't know if he's really human. He's not really an animal. So I'll go with creature for right now.
Okay.
That's-
I'll
Ascend-
dig a little deeper.
He's an
Yes.
ascended master.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
There we go. Ascended master. Yoda. Esque.
Oh.
Interesting. Yoda. All right. I told you guys this was going to be a fun, goofy show. Oh, we just did. Who did that?
Ooh.
Oh, Andrew.
Nice. The ears.
You'd have to see
I hope
that.
the
Yeah, you have to
camera.
see the
I
video.
hope the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is
video.
awesome.
Oh, it's on there.
That is awesome. All right, Miss Nadine. Okay, before we got into the that was awesome. By the way, Benny, thank you so much for pulling that up. And yeah, I swear this is the Gratitude Cafe, and you're listening to Sue. But it's the Sueville. It's what did we call it last time, Nadine? It was Nadine in the Sue Zoo or the I don't know. It was something, but
Sueville and the zoo.
that's it. Sueville in the zoo because of all of your snorts and scratches and your beautiful animals. Okay, let's get to business, love. Let's talk about spirit. I've got a whole tribe of people, well, most of the tribe here, and we love talking about spirit. We love bringing in spirit. We love having the conversation about spirit. Before the radio show actually started, we had a quick conversation about some things that are coming up, and that's what you and I typically like to do, is say, hey, you know, what's coming up with our customers, what's coming up with us during readings. And you alluded to the fact that there are some, what is it, naysayers, or what were you talking about?
Skeptic.
Skeptics.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about that?
Well, I kind of had a week of lots of skeptics this week. Although they're booking readings with me, so they must want to explore that side of things. And, you know, the thing is that I always tell them right from the get-go that I am not here to prove anything to them. I'm not here to change their minds about anything. I'm just the messenger. So what I try to do is just always work for spirit and communicate directly as much as it's possible what spirit is saying to them. And then see what they believe at the end of it is what they believe. I've never had anyone be skeptic by the time it's done.
Although
But
there is the amnesia aspect of it, too.
there is the amnesia aspect of it. And also, there's a difference between what I do versus what other maybe psychic mediums do. You know, Sue and I are evidential mediums. So that's the biggest part of our job, is making sure that we have that evidence, those messages that there's no way we could possibly know that, those fine details, because then that's what makes people believe or not believe.
Absolutely.
And that they know that we're connected to spirit because we have those details.
And we're
It's not-
connected to the correct spirit, too.
Yes, and to the correct spirit, right? You know, I had a reading with a gentleman, and he didn't believe in any of this. And I was giving him a reading, and he said, you know, what about the general things? There's lots of general things that anybody could know, and that's true, because we are humans, and we're going through, you know, this journey on Earth, and there's a lot of things that humans all have in common with each other, right? They have love. They maybe have apologies. They might say, you know, thank you, you know, things like that. Yeah, there are lots of common things that do come up from spirit when they're talking to you, just like we would, right?
Yep.
But it's the things that are the specifics. It's the specifics that you really need to pay attention to when getting a reading and when also giving a reading.
can we dive into the conversation? I'd like to dive into the conversation of what spirit and what they're doing on the other side. So in a conversation of spirit that have crossed over and educating the audience about the translation. So you and I have conversations with those that have crossed over. What is it like? You and I have had conversations about how Hollywood has personified this kind of demonic environment, and that is 110% completely not true. I'd like to have that conversation because everything that you and I have in contact with is from divine love. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, absolutely. So I guess it depends what vibration you're vibrating at and what vibration you wish to connect with. Not to say that, people can do whatever they want to do. If they want to connect with a lower vibration, that's up to them. But you and I, we connect to the highest vibration possible. So we're talking angels, guides, loved ones.
Yep.
So everyone we contact is for your highest good and only your highest good, and we connect the highest of the high for you because that's all I want to connect with. I want to be in super high vibrations. I want to connect with spirits who are in high vibration, and that's the best way to bring healing to our clients, I believe, anyways. And that's what we do. So you and I are always working for people's highest good and only bringing through the messages that will help them along the way.
Fantastic. Anything else coming up before we get started? We got a caller coming in.
No, I think that's about it. But just to let people know that it's okay to be skeptic. Absolutely, you should be skeptic. I'm probably one of the worst skeptics there are.
Well, aren't we all? When we're in the business.
I'm skeptic about spirit coming through. I'm just skeptic about who it is that's doing the readings for me, because as you know, with this profession, not everyone is created equal. So it's good to really, know who you're talking to, because those messages are really important. It's the words are powerful, right? And
yes.
You have to be careful in this profession what you're saying to people.
Yes, absolutely.
And what, because that's very powerful. So anyone who's in this profession, I believe, should have training. I believe they should
continue
training.
Highest
good for people, and be careful with their words and what they're saying to people and how they are going to influence that person's life.
Yeah, and I would also like to say to those of you that have had readings, regardless of the modality, again, you guys have free will. Hands down, you have free will. You can choose to take what feels right to you or not. It's quite simple. And there's a purity and a I don't know what the other word is I'm looking for, but there's a purity in that and an honesty and integrity in that for yourself, and not to get wrapped up in the healing aspect. Like the healing aspect of it. Oh my gosh, because I heard XYZ, I'm either going to be healed or not healed. It's like releasing all expectations. Did I communicate that effectively? Because I know it's in
absolutely.
here.
And that's exactly it, is take from it what you want and let the rest go.
Yep.
Because there might be lots of things in there that you don't want to hear, or maybe you just don't want to hear now. And especially with psychic stuff, right? Things that haven't happened yet. I always say take it with a grain of salt, because there is free will and the future can change
yes.
here and there, right?
Is that the same?
Psychic readings. Mediumship is different. With mediumship, I want you to have high expectations. I want you to expect that evidence.
Yes. And open that frequency. Andrew's got a question.
Yeah, is that the same as receiving the information but not judging it? Especially if you're learning or training or practicing to do that, just to receive the information and just observe it as it is and not judge it one way or another.
Yes. Nadine, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I agree with that and I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Just meaning, it's hard when you're in a position, like when you're doing, especially psychic reading, and someone's coming to you and they kind of want knowledge of the future, right?
Mm.
So people do tend to get attached to the answers that you're giving them.
Got you.
And I think and I like the idea of observing it and this, that, and the other, but usually when you're getting a psychic reading, you are going to want to attach to it with kind of judgment, because you want to take that with you, right?
Right.
You want to know whether this is good for your highest good, or maybe it's not for your highest good. So there would be a form of judgment there, I suppose. Am I saying that correctly? That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. But, I go a little step farther. And you guys, the audience has heard me talking. You and I have had this conversation left and right and up and down. With the psychic stuff comes, very natural to me. And when people come to me, and you too, that's not where I'm going with this, but when people come to me for the psychic energy reading, I bridge the two of them together because it's not enough for me to just give them just the psychic reading. I want to give them real life practical application that they can then keep changing their life if that's what they choose. So if boundaries or intimacy or something comes up, I can then bring in the coaching hat, the practicality of me, and say, if this is something that you truly believe, let's have that conversation, and I can give you the tools to help either change that or to help moving yourself forward. Are you with me, Nadine?
Oh, absolutely. and that's the thing, too. That's why I always recommend that psychics and mediums get some formal training, because it's beautiful to have a natural-born gift, absolutely. But it is nice to have that formal training from someone you respect and look up to, because they will teach you how to communicate with integrity and to communicate so that you're not really negatively influencing somebody. So like when you have the coaching and you have the tools and you say, okay, this is what I'm seeing, but this is how to apply it to real day, every life, like you do, Sue, right?
Yep.
Like bridging it together so that they're not just left with this, this statement.
Yeah, and confusion. That's because I found myself younger when I would get a psychic reading and I was left kind of confused, going, well, they gave me the information. Now what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what I want. When somebody comes to me, I want to give them options and opportunities so they can have that growth, right? Makes more sense. So we have a caller. Spencer from North Seattle is on the phone. Are you ready, Miss Nadine?
Gotcha.
Spencer, hello, love.
Hello.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. This is so exciting.
Yes. Are you learning lots?
One more time.
Are you learning a lot?
I am. What I know is being confirmed.
Oh, what you know is being confirmed. So how are you? What's been going on? Do you have a question for us?
I want an overall reading. I seem to be stuck. Business is not growing, and love life doesn't seem to be happening yet. And I wanted to get a sense of what you ladies and gentlemen think out there or feel. No.
Nadine, where are you at, love?
Yeah, I'm here. Did you just come back from vacation or travel somewhere, or do you have something planned?
No, no, actually, my car was just totaled in an accident, so I have no car. So I'm not traveling. I'm kind of stuck.
No, I'm so sorry about your vehicle, but this is like, I see, like when you talk about your love life or things not happening for you, the first thing I see is you're on vacation. So my feeling with that is that you're going to meet someone on vacation or through traveling. Like I feel like or you're at an event. It's warm, it's sunny, it's beachy, and this is where I see you meeting someone. But you're away from home. You've traveled to this place, so that's what I see about your love life.
Wow.
Career-wise was the first thing that also came up as soon as you got on the phone. I did see career-wise, and it talks about patience. They talk about patience, and they also talk about multiple forms of income, so that you need more streams of income. So more, whether it's adding to your business or bringing in new ideas or new services, it's something like that. There's something that needs to refresh and recharge your business. Something new needs to happen.
Hey, Spencer, can I chime in a little bit? Is there...
Yeah.
well, because you talk about the resistance. Where are you in your limiting beliefs and doubting your ability? Because that's typically what happens. Are you...
I'm pretty good with, I think I definitely have a gift, and I'm definitely of service. But sometimes I get too sensitive. Like, it hurts. It can be too much to be with people.
Okay, so have you called in before? Have we talked about boundaries?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been working on it.
Yes, and how is that going?
A little better. A little better.
Sounded like I'm trying, which we don't kind of use that word, remember? It's kind of going okay.
Well, I'm trying to be positive, right? I'm doing my best. keeping an eye, on the ground and doing my practices, but still it seems to be a challenge.
Okay. Do you have a piece of paper in front of you?
Sure.
Okay. Take your piece of paper. Is it 8.5 by 11 or just whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Draw a line right in the middle.
Draw a line right in the middle.
Yep. And then draw a
Okay.
stick figure on either side.
Stick figure on either side.
And then on the right side of the paper, like you are making the right choices, put a heart over the stick figure. And then
I'm sorry, on the right side of the page, put a heart.
put a heart over your stick figure, whatever, or you can just put a heart on that right side. So you are making the right choices. You're intending to make the right choices and stay on your side of the net. Stay in your lane. Those are your boundaries. That's a visual for you, so you can put that in your melon, in your neural pathway, to start changing that try belief, that limiting belief, and that limiting belief in thinking that you are trying to have a boundary, because you can do it. You absolutely can. So if you can put this visual in your mind, and it'll help you stay in your lane when that stuff comes up, when boundaries come up.
Okay.
Play with that a little bit. And then stick that piece of paper on the bathroom mirror, stick it in your car, take a picture of it, let it pop up on the calendar, just so it gives you an awareness and keeps you maintaining that boundary. How does that feel?
I think that's a great idea. I think a simple visual is a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. Of course, it's from Souville. But it's a maintenance tool, right? And it's going to be changing neural pathways that are happening, because you've got something going on right now that says that you can't do this, and that you're trying your best. And there's no such thing as perfection. It's just perfect effort, right? So if you can start here and making the right choices, keep staying in your lane, I think that would be helpful as well. And being such a visual person. Is that helpful?
Cool. That was helpful. Totally.
Yay!
Can I just add something quickly?
Yes, Miss Nadine.
Well, like I had a really hard time with boundaries, because I tend to be like a super people pleaser. And like, I don't want to hurt anybody, and I want to be helpful and of service all the time, to the point where I was like just burning myself out and kind of getting resentful almost, right? Because I'm like resentful to myself and not protecting my own energy. And that was really important for me to learn those boundaries and to have that integrity to say no and to, protect my own energy. So when you're being of service, just remember that being of service also means being of service to yourself. So to make sure that you're having that time for yourself of rest and rejuvenation, and to say no when you want to say no. It's really awesome saying no. I've learned so much.
It is. It's super
about
powerful.
saying no. Can I also add one more thing? Is your mother crossed over, or your grandmother? I have a mother figure that's around you.
And what does she have to say?
When it comes to relationships, they say you like pretty objects. So you kind of like to be with people who are pretty, or they show me as like looking pretty or shiny on the outside, and not so much on the inside. So having bad luck as far as people loving you or caring about you in the right way. So they say to like kind of stay away from the pretty objects and kind of go more for a different type or a different look. That's all. I'm just the messenger.
Are you
Well, I
laughing
definitely
because
like
that's
pretty.
true?
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully we gave you some helpful tips. We've got to take a quick commercial break. So, Spencer, thank you so much for calling in. Nadine, hold tight. When we take a commercial break, we'll come back. This is Sue Lundquist with the Gratitude Cafe.
A message from wildlife biologist Jeff Corwin for American Humane.
Every year, 30,000 elephants are killed by poachers. 8 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean, and 18 million acres of forest disappear. And with them, many of the remarkable animals that share our planet. These animals need our help. Their very survival depends on our ability to protect them. Zoos and aquariums are on the front lines of wildlife conservation and inspire environmental stewardship amongst the millions of families that visit every year. And know that zoos and aquariums that have earned the Humane Certified Seal of Approval from American Humane will not give up until every species has a fighting chance for survival. Find out more and help protect and preserve the amazing creatures that share our world.
Brought to you by American Humane.
Alternative Talk 1150. We're on your radio at 1150 a.m. We're on your HD radio at 98.9 Channel 3.
So many ways to listen.
We're on the web at 1150kknw.com, streaming live audio and video as well as MP3 archives of many of our shows.
So many ways to listen.
And now, we're on your smartphone or tablet. Download our free app in the Apple App Store or Google Play and take Alternative Talk 1150 anywhere you go.
So many ways to listen.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world. And by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health, and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Following the herd is fine until they lead you off a cliff. Think for yourself. Alternative Talk, 1150 a.m.
And Herb.
Some guy named Herb.
Herb and Herb.
Peaches and herb.
Peaches and herb. All right, here we go. Back to the Gratitude Cafe. Sue Lundquist here. We have Andrew. We have Paula. We have Lisa. We have Miss Nadine. Hello, darling. Hello. Oh, and Sueville. And, of course, Benny. Oh, superstar. Hello. Well, what's happening? What's popping? Where are we going with this conversation? Oh, Lisa, when we were off air, you had a good comment that you were going to share for Spencer. Well,
yeah.
for anybody, because it's a message for everybody.
Well, one of my favorite Dr. Joe-isms is, would you want to date you?
Ooh.
So talking about relationships and manifesting a partner, would you want to date you? And if the answer is no, then what do you need to do to make you attractive to you?
You take the 16-day craziness to clarity challenge, or you work with Sue. That's what you do. Yeah. Shameless plug, completely. But yeah, true, because you have to show up what you want to attract, right? Yeah, absolutely. Great advice. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Nadine, did you want to elaborate on the break?
I was just saying, I'd totally date me.
I would date me too.
I'd date all of you.
Oh,
except I'm married.
Wait a minute.
We'll just love on each other. Yes,
that's right.
So
well, for me on the break, I was talking about getting some information for Lisa, because as soon as you said introduce everybody this morning, Lisa, you haven't been in studio before, have you?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So that's so Lisa was popping up, and we asked her if it'd be okay to give her a reading live on the air. So that's kind of what I was going to do, if that's okay with you, Lisa.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the first things that came up, I get a mother figure and a father figure. So are your mom and dad both crossed over, or is this grandma and grandpa?
Father has passed, but my mother's still around.
Your mother's still here, okay. Yep. Who passed of cancer?
Grandfather? This
is grandfather, okay. Okay, with your dad, I also have trouble breathing. So did he pass with something of the heart, chest, or lungs?
I'm not sure. He passed alone, and there were complications.
Okay, so he could have had trouble breathing.
I'm not sure.
The other thing they talk about, so I do feel another mother, so I think this is your grandmother that's coming through. I'm not sure if you were close with your grandmother, but she comes in, and I think this is more your grandma and grandpa coming in, and your dad stands further away from the two of them. Who has the, so the first things they show me is like a water and the beach and it being very warm. So do you like live somewhere like Florida, or are they from Florida or somewhere? They did say Florida, but or it's somewhere like Florida where it's warm all the time.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, okay.
Yeah.
Hawaii. You can tell how Canadian I am. I have no idea. Like there's a beach,
a palm tree,
it's warm, it's humid. There you go. Okay, so this is Hawaii. They also talk about a connection to TV. So are you in the television business or something to do with television?
I am. Yeah, we do. Andrew and I do the AV for the Dr. Joe Dispenza events.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Because and your grandpa shows me a star right away. So he's like, "You're a superstar. You're a star." We also have a connection. Do you have a connection with the stars? Like you like to look at the stars, or your astrology, or something like that?
It's funny. I actually focus. One of my symbols of focus is a star. It's a blue star.
Oh my goodness, that's super cool. I got to
focus on it all the time.
That's so awesome. So the message that Spirit is giving, there's also a strong connection with you with angels. And to either connect more with the angels. I'm not sure if you're already connected to guardian angels or anything to do with angels.
Nope.
But they're telling me that to increase your connection to angels.
Okay.
Are you connected with angels already?
Zero. I don't know much about guardian angels.
Okay, that's okay, because that's why they're saying like a stronger connection to angels. Perfect. So if that's something that interests you, your guides are coming through and saying that there is a possibility for you to use them for your advantage and to have a really strong connection to them. Of course, again, it's up to you. They also talk about, they talk to me at the same time, so it's kind of hard to, okay. So I don't know what this is about. So sometimes Spirit will talk about things that happened as a child or childhood, or it could be things that are happening now. But they just showed me you hula hooping. So did you used to love to hula hoop, or do you hula hoop now?
I do not hula hoop now. Although that sounds like fun. That would really be good exercise.
We do. Yeah, it'd be fun.
I remember hula hooping as a child. Yeah.
Okay, so I am terrible at hula hooping, and I've never been able to do it. But so they talk about hula hooping, and my symbology for that is to have more fun. So to make sure you're always having fun with everything that you do, and not take everything too seriously. And I think it's also about learning new things. I know that you're always learning through Dr. Joe Dispenza and things like that, but this feels more like activity-wise, like something fun, like hula hooping, or something that's going to bring you back into more like childhood feelings, like that sense of wonder and fun and just doing things because they make you feel good, not for any other purpose.
Well, that sounds like good advice.
Remember, we used to use hula hoops at the events, and that was about going through into the other dimension.
Oh, that's right. The hula hoop. So Paula's mentioning that in the Dr. Joe events, we used to hang a hula hoop on the ceiling from a fishing line, and that was a point of focus,
like a portal.
Yeah, a portal.
Yeah, it was during a meditation, you'd put your attention on it, and we'd use the hula hoop symbolically as a symbol of a portal, and you'd put your attention on it and go through it.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
I've never seen a hula hoop in my reading, so look at all them. See, that's the thing. Symbolically, it can have so many meanings. So when they're showing me a hula hoop, it's not only what I feel the hula hoop is, but also what does it mean to you and where does it fit in your life. That's super awesome.
I love that. Congrats, validations. I love that.
Yeah.
But anyway, the whole point of the reading is to keep doing what you're doing and that you're going in the right direction. So I see more and more of this TV like working in film and television and working in the direction that you're going. But it's going to get bigger and better. So whatever you guys are doing is going to grow and expand.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, hell. Well, we have a caller, love. Do you want to jump on that?
Always.
Always. All right. We have Janine from Seattle. Is that correct? All right. Janine, welcome. This is Sue. Please meet Nadine. And...
Hi there.
Hi, love. How are you?
Good. I wanted to call and hear your voice.
Oh, thank you. So meet Andrew and Paula and Lisa, too. They're all joining us today.
Hi, Janine.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. So you have a question, love?
Well, I was in your clarity. Sorry, I'm spacing on
Craziness
the
to clarity.
Thank you. Craziness. There we go.
Yeah, we don't want clarity before craziness, although that happens too. We're all good.
So, so I landed a job, which is great, and
Yes.
things are turning up, which makes me feel really good. The the thing is the job is not in Seattle. So I'm telecommuting now from Seattle for now with a negotiated start date in Minnesota, like July 1st. So my daughter can finish up school. But I'm not, 100% really feeling the whole Minnesota thing. However, that's where my family is. And, my siblings, I live here for a reason. And
to distance yourself from said siblings?
What's that? Yes.
Yes, yeah.
And but I have nieces and nephews that I am so fond of, and they're starting families, and I just found out another little one's on the way, and my daughter's father lives there, and I'm really struggling with this one. And my heart, I love Seattle, I love Washington. I feel like this is my home. So I'm just wondering if you guys have any insight for me today.
Nadine?
Well, my first feeling, as soon as you said Minnesota, I heard yes. Like, it's a really good move. Of course, it's going to be a period of adjustment, but they fully 100% support your moving there. You're actually going to love it.
Yep. I got that too. And you know what? Here comes the practicality, and you know this from me. So people in situations are put in front of you so you can learn, right? So if you are dealing with boundaries and the in-laws, or I'm just going to go with boundaries, and or how to love yourself as well in the face of that environment, it's going to keep showing up to you so you can keep practicing until you've got it dialed in. Does that make sense? I know it's a big pill to swallow.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like all roads lead to.
Yes. So
and I feel like the universe is pointing me in there. I'm saying no, heck no. It's too cold. It's too much snow. There's too many mosquitoes. I love Seattle. I moved out here for a reason.
You can come back and visit, love. Come in the summer when it's mosquito and hot and humid. But all the tools that you learn, the practical application of it, all those tools will absolutely help you transform your relationships. And you could start doing that now and setting up boundaries and languaging those, because we went through all of that, right?
Yes. Yep.
Do you feel comfortable doing that? I mean, we could jump on the phone and have some conversations about language too.
I think so. I mean, sure, I always love to chat with you, but I think I do, and I think maybe just like you guys were saying, it's about clearing some things and learning and growing. And
you asked for the expansion, right? You asked for it, and it's showing up in the most miraculous way. And when the gift comes to you, and it doesn't always show up the way you expected, there's a bit of contraction and judgment in that, because you're like, it's like that little kid. I do it too. It's like, oh no, I didn't want it that way. But then it's showing up for your highest good, and you're like, okay, sorry, let me just throw that little bit of a energetic tantrum. I know it's for my highest good. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's like surrendering.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I'm still kind of
So you are a manifesting queen, sister. Look at that. Look what you've done. Look what you've created. Look at all the opportunity. And now your daughter will be surrounded by family.
Yeah.
And you
she,
too.
You know, and she's been really good about rolling with it for an 11-year-old. She's like, Mom, she goes back and forth just like I do, but we just keep talking. And so I think, you know, we're at a good place.
Good.
And to look at it as it's not a step backwards. Because I know sometimes when we feel like we're moving back to our hometown, or we got out of there and, you know, we escaped it or whatever it is, that is not a step backwards. So this is going to be for your highest good. There's like Sue's saying, there's a reason you've been guided and directed there when you ask for it, right?
Yep.
So just to go with it. But my biggest advice to you is to not fall into old patterns.
No.
Yeah.
That's the block that I was talking about, because you were like, there's a reason I moved away. So
Right.
absolutely be convicted to using those tools that you learned, and keep yourself in a high vibration. You're stepping into an old habit, an old pattern that they have an expectation, right? So you're going to go and break the stick. You're going to be like, no. You're going to be showing up as a completely different person, which means frequencies aren't going to match up. So some people some people will like it, some won't, some will stay away, some will get closer, you know. So you've got to really adapt to that, but standing in your power. Stand in your power, stand in your confidence from a loving energetic point of view, right?
It's a really
that's really helpful. And Nadine, your statement too about, you know, this is not a step backwards. Thank you for that, because that's what I'm like, no. I've been there, I've done that, I've moved forward, and in my mind, or maybe my old patterns, that's what I battle with. Like, oh no, I failed, or I'm going back, or, you know.
No, it's not a step backwards, but you are going to have challenges. Like the first thing that came up for me with you too is also boundaries. There's going to be lots of triggers. It's that mindset too, like you're saying, it's not a step backwards. It's not a step backwards, but there are going to be things that are going to come up, maybe things you haven't quite dealt with. So it will be challenging. So expect a challenge in that sense, but like Sue says, get that information or that lesson, you know, to come to you in butterflies and not grizzly bears.
Yes.
So make sure that you're prepared to keep your frequency high, to have those boundaries, to not fall for the old triggers and the old system, because there's a reason why you're meant to be there. This is for your highest good. This is a huge step forward for you.
So you make it what you want it to be. Get really clear. You remember we were talking about getting really clear in how you want to feel in XYZ environment, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a new job. And that's a gas pedal for 5D. You get the feeling. So you get really clear in how you want to feel in those relationships. Do you want to feel safe? Do you want to feel heard? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel powerful, purposeful? All of that. Get really clear on how you want to feel. And also I want to remind you, triggers are actually have nothing to do with anybody else outside of you, because they have no idea how you've lived your life, right? So when I talk about the compassionate curiosity, so when you get triggered, you have to take accountability and responsibility for that, because that's all on you, because it's an old pattern that's coming up that needs to be resolved, healed, dealt with. And as soon as that happens, then you've got a new pathway. But before you go there, start rehearsing the new language. Start rehearsing and repeating, similar to what we talked about on the 16-Day Craziness Clarity Challenge, because you learn all this stuff, you integrate it, but you have to repeat and rehearse, right?
Yep.
Okay. Promise?
Yeah.
All right, I want a picture of you.
To the show.
Yes, do. And I want a picture of you and your daughter when you get back over there, okay?
I will. Thanks, you guys.
You bet, love. Talk to you later. Miss Nadine. Yes. Okay, we've got, 6 minutes. What do we want to play with? Andrew, Paula, you guys got questions? Andrew, let's talk.
Do I have a question? The nature of reality. No, I'm...
Why are we here?
Why are we here? Or
what
Paula?
I'll ask you three, I guess. What do you guys feel about, what are your beliefs when it comes to spirit and me and Sue connecting that way?
Oh, Lisa?
My belief is that that you're really opening yourselves to be channels for the person's own higher spirit to come through for messages.
Mm-hmm.
Is
A
that
higher frequency of energy, or the conduit, or the messenger?
But you're actually channeling almost the person's your clients, your
yes,
the caller,
the caller's own higher self.
Yes, that's absolutely part of it.
Yes.
Is it?
And,
yes.
and
Absolutely,
as
yeah.
Sue called it last time, Gus.
Gus,
right?
yeah,
Like
God,
whether
universe, spirit.
Yeah, the mind of God or the void or whatever you want to call it.
You could
it's
call
all
it
one. It's
yeah.
it's all information that's available to anyone, and you guys have gotten good at tapping into that and receiving that information and letting it come through.
Yes. Gus. It could be a chopstick, you guys. Whatever you want to believe in. Seriously, if it brings you peace. Interesting, the chopsticks. That's the second time I've said that. I wonder what's coming up for that.
Chopsticks bring you peas.
Peas.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll be here all week.
All week. That's beautiful. Paula, do you have any questions?
I would say for me that I recently had a reading with a fairly famous reader, John Holland, and it was really amazing. It was after my husband passed away in June, so I was hoping to get something from him that he was happy, safe, and it was an amazing reading. I mean, it's evidentiary like what you guys do. And it was, it wasn't really about, I wasn't interested in that moment about future or anything like that, although they shared some stuff, through my grandfather and my husband about, potential futures. But for me, it was just happiness, I guess, that he's okay. And so for me, I think sometimes what the service that you guys can provide is just comfort sometimes for people when they've had loved ones pass and just to make sure they're okay.
There's a healing, right? Yeah. There's a healing and a release that comes with that.
Yeah, exactly. And to know, too, that the signs that we always get signs from our loved ones that we have to be open to those and not discount them. And so some of the things that he shared was like, oh, yeah, I did get that sign.
Yeah.
So I think what you guys do is amazing for people. And as long as they're not expecting you to tell them exactly how their life's going to play out, that they have to be responsible for their life.
100%.
Yeah.
A responsibility, accountability for your actions and behaviors. Hands down. Nadine and I, absolutely.
Can I add something super quick here about your husband?
Sure.
As soon as you mentioned your husband, I'm not getting very much from him because I'm sure he's passed on a lot of messages through John Holland. But the one thing he said to me, he showed me his jacket. It looks like a dress coat, but it could just be a coat or a jacket. And he said to look in the pocket. So did you find something recently in his coat pocket, or you have his coat?
Lisa's popping over here.
I mean, there's one jacket of his that he bought in Europe
with
Lisa, and I love that jacket because he looked so cool in it, and it's hanging in my closet. And I haven't looked in the pockets, but I love that jacket because
I feel like there's going to be something for you, whether it's a dime or a pocket watch, or like there's going to be something significant in there. To me, it looks shiny and silver. I'm not sure. That's just what I'm seeing. So maybe you can let us know about that. And then he also talks about sparrows, like the bird. I'm not sure if that's significant to you at all, or if that's just the way he's going to show himself. But he does show me a sparrow as him coming as a sparrow.
He shows up as a hummingbird a lot. But I'll look for sparrows.
Nice. Messages. So hang on, Nadine. Let's keep that vein. We can talk a little bit more off air, but we've got to end the show live right now. To all of you, I love you guys. Thank you so much for, one, following your intuition, having the courage to call in, to really speak your truth, and to take responsibility and accountability for your actions and behaviors. I love you guys. Keep in touch. Go to SueLundquist.com and /newsletter if you want a copy of the show and a copy of the reading. Of course, Nadine Greca on Facebook. I've got all that information if you would like a reading with her. So until next time, each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week.